name is Kayleen. Thanks a whole heck of a bunch for clicking on my video. You know what I think? I think my channel can teach you a lot. My channel can teach everybody a lot because I'm teaching health and fitness, I'm teaching caregiving, and I'm teaching positive affirmation. So when it comes to this video that I wanted to share today, I wasn't quite sure what to call it. So I wanted to call it something to do with positive affirmations, visualizations, how to change your brain, all that I've studied. So that's another thing you can learn from my channel, learning about memory improvement and the brain. So I started this channel to promote my book. I just finished it. Today is February 4th, 2023. I'm working on figuring out how to publish it. And my book is called Mom Remembers Me. It is a story of a graphic memoir of how I used my health and fitness knowledge to stop my mother with mild dementia from forgetting me. And if you are a caregiver, you can learn a lot from this channel. If you are a kid or a grandkid, then you can learn a lot from this channel as well, because everybody has somebody in their life that might be suffering from Alzheimer's or just dementia or memory improvement, and I have a lot of tips. So today's video is all about positive affirmations in my bullet journal or in any kind of a journal, right? So I wanted to share some of the ideas, and I bet some of these are going to be different, and please make a comment, and please, if you like it, please like it, click on that. You don't have to hit the alert. I think the alert's kind of a pain in the butt, but if you could possibly subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And of course, if you like it at all, maybe make a comment, and let me know if you have any other spread ideas. So here we go. Hi, I'm going to do both. I'm experimenting and learning how to videotape a little bit more. So like I said, if you like this, please subscribe or at least comment and like, because it's a lot of work on these videos. But I enjoy it. I like being creative and I like sharing, and I am a teacher. I've been teaching for 35 years. I teach health and fitness at a 2-year college. So the very first one I wanted to go over, like I said, I'm not quite sure what to call all of these positive affirmations, visualizations, way to flip your brain, to look for the positive. And if I believe sincerely in what Dr. Dyer talked about in all of his books about intentions and all that. So if you want to look for ways to flip your brain and create the positive, because I truly believe, I've known some people that only think negative and they worry about everything and they create that in their life. So this is a way to help you flip your brain. And I say this to all my students all the time. When I try to teach them how to do push-ups, and they go, what if I can't? And I'm like, what if you can? It's always, what if you can? You can. And if you have to visualize that you can. And I've had students say to me all the time, oh, I've never been very flexible. First of all, I'm like, okay, the first thing I ask them is, have you ever worked at your flexibility? It's the same as people always saying, I'm never good with names. Also, we have to stop saying that you're not good at something, because then you are creating it and you are living your life and living that. So this is the first example I wanted to go over. So this is, I actually got this idea from watching the movie Shakespeare in Love. It's one of my favorite movies. I own it. And remember, if you remember that movie, Jeffrey Rush kept telling Joseph Fiennes, it will all work out. And then Joseph Fiennes would say, how will it work out? And then Jeffrey Rush's character would say, it's a mystery. And then, of course, if you remember that movie, it all worked out. So I think you should, I'm gonna use one of these every month in my bullet journal for this coming year. So I'm gonna actually have to cut it in my journal, right? But I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna write down what is gonna work out. It might be a mystery, but it's gonna work out. So this is number 1. So number 2, I was thinking about trying to make sure I keep this in my little, you guys see these little things, I've got to make sure I'm staying in here. So this is a cards. I always sometimes think about the game Tetris, or also a crossword puzzle like this, which all the brain books suggest that you do crossword puzzles to help with the brain, but I would really wonder if there's any studies on that. My mother hated doing crossword puzzles, and I don't like it either. I like the finished result, but I don't really like doing it. But I think in our life, write down what you want everything to come into place. And maybe you could do this one of them a month, and maybe make it a whole year, I think, or I could easily fill this all out for 1 month. What you want to happen, all the puzzle pieces of your life to all come together to make a beautiful puzzle of your life. You know, they always say about even writing your bibliography, and pretend you've died, and whoever writes your bibliography, right? You can do that too. So this is number 2. I have 10. By the way, I didn't tell you I have 10 of these. So this I was just thinking about. Sometimes they always say when good things are going to happen, you go, it's in the cards. So I probably won't put this in my journal because it became so thick, and I didn't really want to. But I am going to probably use, this is a good example of how you can use a Sharpies. We like using Sharpies, but you can't use them very much because they bleed through and destroy everything, right? But you could easily write down. And if anybody is poker players here, I picked the best hands. So this is a royal flush, right? 3 royal flushes. And then this is a full house, right? And this is, I forgot. I looked it up. I'm not a poker player. I know the hands, but I don't remember what beats what. So what's in the cards in your life? What do you want to have in the cards? You write it down and you will create it. You will make it. And maybe if you put this in the beginning, or put this up on a wall in your room, or even in your mirror, in your bathroom mirror, right? So this is number 3. It's in the cards. What is in the cards? What do you want to happen? Then I decided a bank statement. Write down your bank statement. What do you want in your bank? What date? What do you want for a transaction? Keep writing deposit, an amount, and keep showing what you want. They always say about visualizing a bank statement, right? What you want in your bank, right? This is a somewhat easier one, right? You can easily just create a little bank statement, right? Put it in your journal, right? This is one of my favorites. I actually, last week, I was sitting out in the sun. I sit out in the sun to get my vitamin D all the time. And a ladybug landed on me. And that was the same day that I did not get a job that I really wanted. And I was talking to somebody, and someone said, maybe not getting the job is the good luck. And of course, I won't know that from time, if I happen to see the person that got the job like that, right? So I think what you want to create from a good ladybug landing on you, you put it in here every day or every month, and thoughts create reality. I flip my brain too. There's times when my brain will go to the worrying, and then I go, nope, I can't do anything with that. And I also think about this expression that I saw actually once in a deli years ago. It said, worrying is like rocking on a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. And I know some people see worrying as their best friend, and fear. A lot of times people just have this vice-like grip of fear. So you got to flip your brain and think, okay, what's the positive of that? So how can you flip it? And you can create it. So create your good luck from your ladybug. These are all goofy pictures that I copied from the internet. I left a big space. You could write it in and then color it red, right? And then, of course, if you're doing it like this, you could use a Sharpie over your red and create what you want, and then you can just put it in your journal, because Sharpies go right through everything, and as well as the alcohol markers, right? You could use it and then make it really bright. And of course, I've learned that crayons are pretty cool, right? You can colored pencils and crayons can become, and then also highlighters. Highlighters are really good. There's all these. Also, I noticed that there's lots of crayons that are kind of like lipstick material. That comes out really good. So you can put that over your writing and make this really bright and colorful and create. I think this is number 4. Then I decided I took some ideas from the internet, and where do you want to go? So it could be traveling, right? What you want to see. So of course, this is just a copy that I did from Las Vegas, but you can write welcome, and then wherever you want to go. And it doesn't have to be a physical location. It could be just peace, forgiveness, being calm, all these things you can visualize for yourself. So then I was thinking about those luggages that people put the stamps or the passport things, or I was thinking you could put, if you did it for countries and where you travel, you could put the country flags in there. And then I added in here about have fun on your trip. Your pets are in good hands with me. So you've got your dog walker or a pet sitter, right? Where do you want to enter? And like I said, I don't think it has to be a physical location. Same thing here, to, from. You're coming from a place of anywhere, anything that you're having troubles with. 2, a place of contentment and forgiveness, right? I also was copying those 70s hippie buses, right? You can do write down where your bus, maybe it could even be marriage, right? So put your ticket here. I just kind of put some stuff. I drew the airplanes here and took these from a scrapbooking book. Maybe your taxi saying where to, and you could answer it here, right? Your packing list. Use push pins of where you want to see in the world. Maybe if you want to go see stay in a beautiful hotel. There are some beautiful hotels, right? Entering. So this was number 5. Where do you want to go? And it doesn't have to be a physical location. It can also be in your mind, right? Or a state of being. This, I got the idea because we always are whacking our problems away, when you're getting rid of any problems. So you can put down what that problem is, and you're whacking it away in your brain. You've solved that problem. It's gone. Whacking your problem. Whack those problems away and write them there and visualize that you solved the problem. There are some psychologists that I've read that when people try to avoid adversity, that's a mental illness. And so a lot of times I wake up and say, okay, what problem am I going to solve today? You have to be prepared for the adversities. And that's a one big thing where I wrote in my book about with my mother. I don't believe we should be putting the elderly in nursing homes. I mean, and there are some exceptions, of course, but in a general being, and unfortunately, my perception is that Caucasians are doing it more than any other nationality. We don't take care of our elderly. But my mother, they wanted to lock my mother in a lockdown unit, and I had to go to probate court for 2 months to get her out. And she was always able to have a normal conversation to the minute that she died. She always knew. So we have to make sure that you don't avoid the adversities in life. And the adversities is what teaches you and to create solutions. And you can also do that too. So my next, I got 2 more. I have another spread to show you some of my ideas for flipping for stuff. So whack those problems away, write them there. And these are just one I flipped around. I was just having fun drawing it and stuff. And I used a hoo-hoo marker so you can see how it went around, where they go right through the paper. Then I was thinking about, when you bet on something, you tell somebody you bet on something, you are sure that it's going to happen. So why not put that in your journal and say, want to make a bet with yourself, and you write down what you want to write in. So maybe the bank and the bet, I don't quite know. I don't play roulette at all. Like I said, I don't play poker either. So I don't quite know how this works, but you could create it and change it all. But you're betting on yourself. This is just a simple little spread. You don't have to make it fun, make it really thing. This is the one I was just mentioning too, right? How about the good that will come from the bad? I would love to hear any stories and comments about where you have realized in hindsight that what was initially frustrating and bad had helped you, right? So you could put anything negative experience or negative thing that's happening in your life, and then write all of the possible good things that could happen from that. And then after that one good thing happens, or maybe several good things, highlight it. And then you created it. You made it happen. And you can keep thinking about that in your brain, and you stop any other negative thoughts that come in here. Because as a teacher, I have negative affirmations from my students every class. And they're always nervous about not fitting in. And I don't believe we should. I know, because I'm teaching college students, which are still developing minds, and we all think, and I think all of us think that we need to fit in. We don't have to fit in. The world has to fit in around us, right? So this is one of my favorites. So I do this, not as fancy as this, but I am going to maybe make it. And I was debating about how to show this, but just put the bad thing that happened and then all the good things that could happen. And you're going to create one of those. And that could be, this could be a whole year spread. That was number 9. So the last one I wanted to show you, and it's a little corny, but we all need corniness in our life. This is a picture of my father. So yes, this is a shout out to my dad. I'll miss him forever and ever. But he does kind of look like Elmer Fudd there. But if you don't have a good father figure in your life, I'll let you borrow mine. So you put down what that good father figure did or said to you. So this is the beginning of my next journal. I don't really go January to December in my journals. I just fill them up and start anywhere in the year. So actually in March is going to be the next journal. So this is going to be the beginning. So I kind of just took these are just pages from calendars and put them. And I have started using these Canyon books that come from the Michaels. They're always on sale, always, which makes you realize that they're probably overpriced to begin with. I didn't think I would like the spiral bound, but it does make it easier for anything, so you don't have to worry about flattening it, and all the bullet journals have to always tape the things right, so it lays flat. You don't have to worry about it. It's a little pain when I get close to the wire here, but that doesn't happen that often, right? So then it looks okay. So this is the last one, so I was going to show you some things that my father always said to me. Don't worry, be happy, which is, I know it's kind of corny, but it really works if you think, okay, well, what am I worried about? That's one of those expressions about, if you're worried about something that you can control, then control it and change it and learn from it. It could be anything from learning how to be a better parent, better teacher. Always look something out. So if you can change it, then learn. You don't have to worry about it. And if you can't control it, then there's no reason to worry about it, right? My father used to always say, don't be so thin-skinned, let it roll off of your shoulders. I hear that in my head all the time. And then he used to tease me on how many sweaters and shoes that I have, which I know I have enough now to last me the rest of my life. And then this is a really important one for everybody to think about. Someone can only hurt you if you let them, right? So, in conclusion, this is Kayleen. I really, really hope that you subscribe, but if you don't, if you like and comment, I would really appreciate that too. If you have any other, I've got some other ideas for this. So I hope to see you in the future, and I keep debating about whether to turn off my videos here, but such is life. So I hope, please let me know how you think, and talk to you later.